C7 Extra.
Welcome to ABC 7 Extra Sunday. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mark Ross. For the past 3 months, residents of Socorro have been battling a pesky pest, an infestation of the red flower beetle. It's a problem that's caused emotional and financial hardships for many. Tonight, we'll get an update from two people who have been working to help bring the infestation under control. Our guests are Socorro City Representative for District 3, Rudy Cruz Jr., and Pat Porter, Extension Entomologist with Texas A&M Agri. Gentlemen, thank you for coming on the show tonight. Patrick, let's start with you. Give us a quick explanation about the red flower beetle. Where does it come from?
Well, it's found worldwide, and it's one of the most common stored grain insects in the world. And it's in all of our grocery stores and pet food stores. And when most people have problems, it's because they bring it home from the store. But in the case of Socorro, it was in stored pecan shells, and it's very commonly found in stored agricultural commodities. And when you pile those up for a year or more, they get infested by the beetles, and the beetles reproduce. It's perfect food, perfect shelter, and they just build up to the billions in these big piles. And that's what caused the problem down in the valley south of El Paso.
So these infestations are common, right?
They are, but not at the scale that was experienced there.
Okay. Rudy, when did city officials first learn about the infestation? Was it back in August, or was it earlier than that?
I want to say that we started receiving calls around the month of August from some of our residents there, kind of noticing the influx of the beetles entering their home and flying around the exterior of the homes as well.
And we all had a thing on social media to kind of alert residents to it, right?
Absolutely. So the first steps that were taken on behalf of the city was notify the residents that we have contacted the entomologist to come in and study what type of species it was. If it was invasive, what type of action should we take as a city so that we can notify our residents accordingly.
So why so many red flower beetles, and why now? I guess it's a question for both of you gentlemen, right? Pat, let's start with you.
Well, typically when we leave certain agricultural commodities piled up for a long time, the beetles build up, and then it becomes a problem. In like Levelland, Texas last year, there was a subdivision near some big piles that got heavily infested. In Socorro's case, those piles were not in town, but a lot of the shells were taken by truck and spread out next to neighborhood areas in Socorro and other places. And so does that kind of cover it?
I think so. Rudy, let's get your perspective on it from the city of Socorro's side.
That's absolutely correct. And the last thing that we want to do is point fingers to the local farmers. They've been very good to us, especially down in the valley. We're the top producer of pecans here in the state of Texas. So that's something that we are proud of, and we don't want to place blame on our farmers. However, there was a property located right up against the jurisdictional boundaries of our city that does not belong to Socorro. However, we had to address the situation that was going on there, because I believe it's between 23 and 24 acres that does not belong to Socorro in the affected area.
Okay, and I did want to show the social media post that was on the city of Socorro's page. There it is, just to talk about the early steps that the city of Socorro was taking here. And I kind of want you to explain this, Rudy.
Absolutely. So the first thing that we did was we contacted the entomologist to come in and study the species, so that way we can combat it in a safe manner. We don't want to disseminate information that's incorrect. Again, we want to provide some solutions that are safe for the families, all our residents, including our pets as well. And so one of the things that we did hear back from the state is they did tell us, with the colder months, you'll see these beetles die out slowly. But, El Paso weather, we're driving around in the mornings with our heater on, and by noontime we have the AC back on. So that wasn't helping during those months. But since then, the city has made contact with several residents, and they've seen a significant decrease in the number of beetles found in the homes.
When we come back, we'll discuss whether the red flower beetle infestation is under control after 4 months and what the financial impact might be, and can residents access any state or federal funds. You're watching ABC 7 Extra Sunday.